Hey guys, this is Jake from the Tattoo Improvement Network. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Fireside Technique. We received an inquiry or a question from a viewer a week or two ago. It was an apprentice and he was looking to buy his first machines, and he asked me preferences on coils, rotaries, or cartridges. And so I realized then that the idea of cartridges is a little bit confusing because he had the idea that a cartridge machine was a separate type of machine. So I thought I would do a quick tutorial on cartridges, on needle cartridges, to let you know how they work and what they're about. They work on either coil or rotary machines. Cartridge is not a specific type of machine. Any grip that will allow a cartridge can fit on either machine. So with that said, take a look at this. I think it'll help. Alright, so these are cartridges, needle cartridges. This is two different brands. This is Slot Lock and these are from T-Tech. Several brands make them. Cheyenne, who makes this machine, makes one. I just don't happen to have it right here. So I'll show you basically how they work. This machine is set up to handle cartridges. So basically you just snap them in. I've got it lined up a little crazy. Snap them in and out as you need to. The advantage to these over traditional needles and tube setups is the ease of changing cartridges in and out. So if I wanted to switch from a liner to a shader, or from a small shader to a large shader, or anything in between, I could have as many different needle setups as I wanted in using the same machine. So traditionally with a coil machine and a needle and tube setup, you might have, if you wanted 4 different needle configurations, you would have 4 different tattoo machines that you would unclip and reclip into the power supply. So that's a big advantage. Let me show you how they work. Basically, and this is the idea that makes it work with any type of machine. I know that FK Irons is making what they call the RPG, I think, grip, and other manufacturers are making them as well. But there's basically a plunger, and on a traditional coil machine, this would be a needle bar that hooked over the eyelet, just like a traditional needle would, but it just would not have the needle soldered to the end. The way that this one works is this bar is attached to the rotary machine and it moves back and forth, and it has a little ball bearing on the end of it that lines up with a divot in the cartridge itself and presses, which is spring activated, and it presses the needle in and out of the cartridge. As far as the manufacturers go, you just have to try it out. Everyone has their own preference. I was told that these were terrible when I first started buying cartridges, and I found that I use them more than anything. They're less expensive and they're the quietest ones that I've found. These are a little chattery to me. Some of these, I think these Slot Locks as well as the Cheyennes, allow you to remove this little front clear plastic part and actually access the needles if you wanted to spread needles or whatever. I've never found a need to do that. If I needed to access the needles or to look at them, I can just press this out and put an eye loop on it and make sure that my needles are in good shape. Now I guess if you wanted to spread needles and you were trying to do some custom things to your needle bar, it might be easier to not have to press this out and just to snap this off. Like I said, your traditional coil machine will handle these. You just have to buy a grip. They make them in both permanent and in disposable grips. I'll try to link to a couple of manufacturers that are putting these things out. Maybe I'll do a little download or link to them in the show notes. I really love them. Depending on the machine that you're using, you might want to ask the machine manufacturer how they work with them. I know a couple of the rotaries, so some friends were telling me that the Dan Cuban rotaries don't work great with these because of the kind of the spring action here, and then also the kind of dampening that he has in his Sidewinder machines or in his a couple of his machines that kind of fight against each other or something. I don't know that firsthand. That's just what I was told. So if you're using a custom machine, maybe ask the manufacturer how they work with cartridges before you go and buy one of these grips. These things can get pretty pricey. I think this grip alone is like $150, $175. The RPG click grips from FK Irons are, I think, comparably priced. I've been real happy using the Cheyenne and these guys right here. So try them out, see what you think. Some people like them, some people don't. It's mainly just an ease of use thing, but you don't have to have a special machine. You simply have to have a grip that allows, a grip and a plunger that allow for it. So your coil machines, you can absolutely set up to work with these. As far as the pricing goes, you'll just have to look it up. I can't really remember. These are less expensive than these, and I really like them. I have no issues with them. I read a lot of bad reviews, but from my experience, they're fine. Make sure to subscribe at tattooimprovement.com. Keep up with what we're doing. If you like this video, click like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. At tattooimprovement.com, we don't bombard you with a lot of junk email. We'll let you know where we're going, if we're working conventions, when new episodes of the Fireside podcast are out, and these technique episodes as well. We also have a Fireside Weekly blog by our friend Art Hullender, who tackles all types of subjects. So give us a follow, if you will. Thank you, guys.